Lieutenant Jason Staniszewski, Staniszewski, SKI, Lieutenant with the Violent Crimes. Approximately 4:40 this morning, police responded to the 1800 block of Grove in reference to disturbance where gunshots were fired. Upon arriving, they located a Hispanic male deceased and a second victim, which was also a Hispanic male in 20s, inside the vehicle with critical injuries. He was transported to Breckenridge, and where he's current in a critical condition. We're continuing the investigation right now and interviewing witnesses. At this point, the only information we have is there was a second vehicle involved. It was a dark blue or black mid-sized vehicle that fled the scene with possible collision damage.
So can you give us a bit of a timeline of events? We were kind of unsure when that wreck happened, before or after.
From what we're understanding with the interviews, it was kind of fluid in motion, so there was not a direct series of events that we've been able to nail down. But the accident happened with the shooting, with the collision damage, with the vehicles. Pretty much it was in one big fluid incident.
Any information as to whether this may be drug or gang related?
We don't have a motive right now. We are working on that. At this time, we do not believe there's any danger to the public. We believe this is an isolated incident.
Is there an indication in regards to these two folks knew each other and that this might have been kind of like a carryover for something else?
We're not sure right now. That is part of the investigation. It is still early. It's just happened a few hours ago, and we are still interviewing witnesses and bringing people to the police department and just trying to figure out what happened. So to directly correlate it with anybody who may have known each other or the parties involved, we're still at that early stage.
Is this related to that other shooting incident from a couple of days ago down at Ben White where an individual was shot? A lot of gunshots around, a lot of shell casings around in that situation?
Talking about the one off Stasny?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We do not believe they're related.
What can you tell us about the truck at the scene? We know that it was just pulled out by a tow truck. Is that the truck that the victims were inside?
That was the victim's vehicle.
Okay. Anything found inside that may give any other information about this incident?
Well, it's still being processed, and we are using that in the investigation. Like I said, this is real early in the investigation, so what we find at the scene, you know, it's too early to really tell what's relevant and what's irrelevant, but we're looking at all aspects.
But you do believe that truck was involved in some sort of accident with a possible suspect's vehicle?
Yes, that was part of the incident.
Lieutenant, I saw that y'all were talking with several individuals there for the apartment complex that apparently witnessed this thing. You know, was this just a chaotic, crazy scene, they said, that just exploded right in front of them?
I'm not sure exactly what the witnesses, the aspect is. I wouldn't say it was chaotic, but it was a disturbance with gunfire. So you can imagine that is chaotic in itself and alarming. But we did have witnesses that stayed back and they were being interviewed.
Did it kind of cascade? Did it kind of, you know, from what I'm hearing, you know, shouting and all that, and then it just kind of escalated really fast?
That's probably, you know, it's too early in the investigation. We're still doing all the witness interviews, so to say how quick or fluid the actual incident happened, that's part of what we're trying to find out.
The people who were shot, did they live in that apartment? I'm sorry, go ahead. The people who were shot, did they live in the apartment complex?
We haven't had any correlation yet with the department, so we're not sure if they just ended up here or how they got to the situation.
Can you clarify one more time? Did the collision lead to the gunfire, or the gunfire lead to the collision?
It was all part of the disturbance. We're not sure if, and I can't really tell you for a fact right now if it was the collision that caused the gunfire or the gunfire that caused the collision. It was all one fluid incident that occurred.
We'll take one last question.
How many shots were fired?
That I'm not sure. We should be able to have more information as it goes on. It's just real early in the investigation right now.
Is there anything that you'd like to say to the public about this incident? You know, what people should be concerned about?
Well, if they find a vehicle, a dark colored mid-sized vehicle with collision, most likely on the front end, you see it abandoned on the side of the road, or you might know somebody who might have been involved with this instance and they're driving a vehiple like that, please give us a call or call the tip line.
And one more clarification. In talking with investigators earlier, they said that they thought there were multiple people with multiple vehicles. Are we now saying multiple people and just one other vehicle?
We do know 2 vehicles left the scene. Now, whether both vehicles were involved, we know at least the blue vehicle was involved. Second one might just be a vehicle of interest that was in the scene at the time and left.
Thank you.
Did you say we're looking for one suspect too, or how many? Or more than-
That we didn't say.
Oh, no.